rain. It sounds so nice, so relaxing. So dark. Just kidding. I'm such a dork. Ooh, touch my makeup and die. Wow, that's morbid. Hey guys, welcome to another video, and if you don't know me, my name is Leslie. Welcome to my channel. I hope that you guys would consider watching this video, and if you do, please like, comment, subscribe, and join the family here. Today's video is inspired by Jeffree Star's Cremated campaign. When I saw the palette, it was nice, and I like some shades here and there. Those shimmer shades look really nice. But I wanted to do a video inspired by his campaign, which was what really caught my eye. Those pictures that he has on his campaign, I will pop them in here somewhere so that you guys can see what I'm talking about. They are so cool. And when I think of goth, and his palette is a white, black, grayish tone palette, but when I think of goth, I think of vampy colors. So I think of dark reds, dark greens, dark blues, dark purples. That's what I think of when I think of goth. Of course black, but I wanted to do my own little version of it. So in one side of my face, I'm gonna be doing the black and grayish kind of tones, and then on the other side of my face, I'm gonna be doing more of what I think of when I think of a goth look. So I did go and swatch a whole bunch of shades that I have in my collection, grays and blacks, and just wanted to see what I had in my collection so that I can make a look with grays and blacks. But then I also picked out some shades to do on the other side. So if you want to see what I come up with, then keep watching. Yeah, so you guys can see I've already done my brows. They are really dark, I know, but I was trying to make them look dark. So we're gonna go ahead and get started here by prepping the eye, of course. I'm gonna do the Anastasia Beverly Hills eye primer. You guys know this is what I've been using. I really want to try the P. Louise one. I haven't purchased it yet. I definitely need to. I just keep forgetting. I don't know why I do, but I do. I want to try that one. And if there's any other primers that you guys can think of that are really good, let me know down in the comments. So I'm just gonna grab a little bit here with my finger. And you guys know a little bit of this goes a long way. You do not need a lot. If you guys can see, I just have a little dot on my finger. I'm gonna put one little dot here and just spread it out with my finger. You can do it with a brush if you want to. My hands are clean. And then the other little dot on the other eye. Now that that's all nice and blended, we're gonna go ahead and get started here. Now these shades I found throughout my collection, they are not all in just one palette. So I'm gonna be using the Tarte Play palette, which has some gray undertone shades like these two right here, and then also be using the black in here. I'm gonna start with the shade Dunes up here, just to make sure that I have a transition shade for those blacks and grays that I'm going to be using here in a little bit. Now I always go in with a fluffy brush. This is the Morphe E27 brush, and I'm just going to start up here above the crease. I'm going to lay a little bit more of that shade down. With a smaller brush, I'm gonna grab the shade Smoke, this shade right here, and I'm using the Morphe M573 brush, and that one's gonna go a little bit like in between my crease and where I set the first shade down. And I am bringing it all the way in, as you guys can see, just right there. I am being a little bit more careful with this one. I don't want it to go all the way up. And then with the first brush, the E27, I didn't grab any product. I'm just gonna go ahead and blend that out. I'm grabbing a little bit more of that shade Smoke. I am going in circular motions here. Now that we have that shade down, I'm gonna go into the black. At first I'm gonna go in more precisely, and then we're gonna blend it out just a little bit because I don't want the black to go all the way up. Just on here, we're gonna blend it out a little bit more. But on the top, I don't want it to go all the way up. So I'm gonna grab this brush. This is the Morphe M321 brush. Going in with the black from that palette. I'm gonna grab just a tiny bit first. Like I said, I don't want it to go too crazy, especially working with blacks. Definitely take your time putting the black too much, or else your look is just gonna get messed up. So I'm gonna actually start here in the outer corner, and I'm just tapping in the color and then blending it inwards. We are gonna get this darker. Like I said, right now it doesn't look that dark, and that is okay. I'm gonna build it up slowly. I do want this one to be winged out, so I am bringing it out, but slowly, like I said. Now I'm gonna start bringing it in. And remember, if you want to go in very lightly, hold your brush towards the end here. Don't go in like this, because then you're going to put too much pressure into that brush and put it onto your lid. It's going to look darker than what you want it to be. So I always like to hold my brush out far till the end here, so that it blends it out better and you're not putting in so much powder on your eyelid. Now this one I am putting on the crease, right on the crease there. And this one I'm not going to bring all the way in like I did with the other shades. I'm just going to stop like right there. So it's a little bit more halfway through my eye. It's not necessarily like half, but a little bit more than half. Now I'm going to start building up that black a little bit. I'm gonna go in with the very first brush that I used, which was the the E27 brush, and I'm gonna blend that black out, just the outer parts of it. Because remember, we want this to look blended and not just like a harsh line on your eye. And I didn't put any product on this brush before I went in, just so you know. Gonna put some more black on. I am stamping it on first. Right now all I'm doing is building it up to the darkness that I want it. I'm gonna go in and blend that out a little bit. I'm gonna go back in with the shade Smoke from that same palette, and I'm gonna try to blend it out a little bit. Remember, you don't want to bring that black all the way up, so I'm just going on the edge of that black. Gonna take that shade Dunes again, the very first shade that I used for the transition, and I'm gonna put that on top here just to clean it out. And I am bringing it in here. Whatever is left, I did not put too much on my brush. Now I am gonna clean up the crease just a little bit so that we can add more of those pretty shimmery grays on there. I really want to do that. I'm gonna go in with my white concealer to clean out that crease there. Grabbing it. So I have the concealer here. I'm just gonna grab a concealer brush. I'm gonna grab this brush. This is the M213 brush. Grab that concealer. Now that we have one on, I just want to make sure that this is nicely patted on, because sometimes if it's too wet, your eyeshadow gets messed up. So I don't want that to happen. Now I'm just going to grab this MAC single shadow. This is the extra dimensional eyeshadow in the shade Fathom Steep. You guys can see it's a grayish metallic. It's really pretty. I'm going to grab it with my finger, and I'm going to put it here. Right there in the outer corner where the black comes in to the look. It's a really pretty metallic shade. Now I'm gonna go back in a little bit with that black from the Tarte palette that we were just using just to make sure that it's all nicely blended. Gonna grab a little bit more of that shade on my finger here and just tap it in to that black like that. And now we're gonna start adding a little bit more of the grays. This Juvia's Place palette has 2 grays in here that I'm gonna use. First, I'm gonna use the shade Vey, this one, and then I'm gonna use this one. I'm gonna grab the shade Vey first with this brush here, and I'm gonna put it right next to that one we just put down in the center. So it gives you that gradual gray to black look. Then I'm gonna grab the lighter gray called Jamoha, and I'm gonna put that in the inner part of the eye. Right there in the inner lid. You guys see that gradual gray to black? It looks pretty cool. Gonna go back in with that middle shade that I put in the middle of my lid, Vey, just again to make sure that I didn't lose that shade and so that it blends in with the other shade. And then a little bit more of the MAC single shadow, and of course some black, just to make sure we don't lose it there. I am gonna grab that black and bring it on the lower lash line, and actually I'm gonna grab a pencil first to put on the waterline. I'm using this Melt Cosmetics 1987 eyeliner to go on my waterline, and I'm also gonna tightline with this. I'm bringing that black down here, meeting it up with the wing here that we have going on. You're gonna go back and clean that up anyways, so if you get some, it's fine. And I'm also gonna add some wing liner to this here in a little bit. I'm gonna go in with a more precise brush. We lost a little bit of that black over here, so I want to make sure that you can see it. I'm gonna use the Morphe E36 brush, grab that black, and just slowly bring it in so it fades out. I'm gonna use this eyeliner. This is the Fenty Beauty Fly Liner, just a black liner. I'm just gonna grab a wipe and clean out that outer part there. That's pretty much, oh wait, no, that's not it. And I am gonna do one last thing. I'm just gonna add a little bit of a white right here on the inner corner. Just grabbing the white from the Lives to Drag palette from Lunar Beauty. The white in here. Cake face, I think is what it's called. Nice, cake face. I'm gonna put that in the inner corner here. Just working it into that gray a little bit. It is very nice and pigmented, as you guys can see. Now I'm just gonna put mascara on it for now. I'm gonna add lashes to it later. And the mascara that I'm using is the Power Up Mascara by Butter London. So that is the Jeffree Star inspired by look, and then I'm gonna do my version of it on this side. Now to do my side, I'm going to be using different palettes as well, but mostly I think I'm going to be using is this Muerte palette by Melt Cosmetics. I'm thinking of digging into the shades Velorio, Sangre, maybe even Noche Eterna, which is this deep blue, these pretty vampy reds, like purpley reds. Also, depending on the direction that I go with this, I might use the shade Iffy from Juvia's Place palette. This is the Magic palette, so it has this pretty purple, deep purple shade and this pretty deep blue shade. I'm gonna start with the same shade as I did on this side as a transition shade, going in with this shade Dunes, which is this shade right there. So next color that I'm gonna go in is from the So Jaded palette, the Kathleen and ColourPop collab. This is the shade Stoned. Coming back in with the first brush with nothing on the brush, just whatever is left over from the first time. And again with that one. I'm gonna go in with the shade called Sangre, which is this shade right here. I'm using my Morphe M433 brush, and I'm gonna start working it out here, right on the crease. I'm also gonna be winging this one out, just like I did on this side. To deepen out that shade a little bit here at the outer corner, I'm gonna go in with the shade Velorio. I am bringing this onto the lid a little bit here on the outer corner. I'm gonna grab a little bit more of the shade Sangre. Now I also want to bring a little bit of a red element to this, so I'm going to use the shade Corazon, and I'm going to be using the Morphe E17 brush to grab that shade Corazon, which is this really bright red shade right here. Right in here. Just on the outer part of that shade, right on top of that Sangre shade. I'm gonna grab a brush that doesn't have any product on it just to blend that out a little bit, because I don't want that red to go all the way up. Okay, there we go. I'm gonna go in and clean up the crease like I did on this side, and I am using the same white concealer from ColourPop. Now that I have that concealer down, I'm just gonna dab it to make sure that it's not too wet for the next eyeshadows. I'm gonna go back in with the shade Velorio, which is this shade right here, just to make sure that that is blended into that part there. Now I'm gonna go into the shade Katrina, this pretty shimmery shade right here, and just grab it with my finger, and I'm gonna put it right next to that color right there. And now from the Magic by Juvia's Place, I'm gonna use this shade Yara, which is this pretty shade right here. Also just grabbing it with my finger and placing it right next to that blue. And then in the inner corner, I'm gonna grab the shade Bay, like we used on this side. This one right here, not the lighter gray, but the darker gray. And I'm gonna put it right there in the inner lid. I'm gonna go in and grab a little bit of that shade Velorio, this one right here, with a smaller brush, just to make sure that everything is more sharp looking. Make sure that it looks nice up here, and that you can still see that color. Still want it here on the outer corner so you can see it. And then I'm just gonna clean it up a little bit with a wipe, and then we'll do the lower lash line real quick. On the inner corner for this one, I'm also gonna go in with that same white from the Lunar Beauty Lives a Drag palette. Just working it into that gray. And then on the waterline, I'm also gonna put in a black liner, the same one that I used on this eye, which is this Melt Cosmetics 1987 liner. Now on this side, I'm gonna smoke out that black a little bit. I'm not using anything else, just the liner that I already have in there. And then I'm gonna use the shade Corazon from that Melt Cosmetics palette, this red one right here. And I'm gonna put that on the lower lash line. And I'm just gonna put mascara on. I'm using again the Power Up Mascara by Butter London. I'm gonna go off camera to the face and I will be right back. Alright guys, so this is the finished look. What do you guys think? Do you guys like this side better with the gray and the blacks and the white? Or do you like this side better with some purpley, red, blue, greenish, gray going on here? They're all pretty dark shades and shimmers, so let me know what you guys think, if you guys like this side or if you guys like this side. But that is the end of the video, guys. Super happy how this look came out. I hope that you guys enjoyed, and if you've made it this far and you're new, please consider subscribing, comment down below, and also turn on the notification bell so that you are notified of when I upload. And yeah, I will see you guys in my next one. Toodles!